Hello everybody, welcome back to It's Current Year for another quick battle ladder replay. Today we're on the Prague map. I'm playing the Tomb Kings. I'm up against Ahashra Real, who is playing the Dark Elves. And today we're going to be treated to a bit of a Khalida grind set. This was a really grindy win, a very close game, and after a fairly disastrous start for myself. So let's go through the lists. Nice little compact formation here from the Dark Elf player. We have the Hellebroni and some spears on the outside, some spears in the back as well. So 4 Dread Spears and 4 Black Ark Corsairs. So some pretty, I guess, good at clearing through skeletons, still reasonably good at clearing through Tomb Guard as well. In the back here, Witch Elves, a great pick in this matchup because you need something to stop the Tomb Kings from basically charging your infantry with impunity. And with the Madness of Cain, debuffing speed, melee defense, and enforcing rampage, if you can put some damage into chariot units, you can sort of just mirror their movements with the Witch Elves and make it quite dangerous for them to actually just plow into your infantry all day. Double Hydra on either sides of the formation here. Love to see that. Love to see anytime we're playing with monsters, and the Hydra is, for me, one of just the coolest monsters period in any fantasy setting. There's just something about the Hydra that I really, really love. 3 Reaper Bolt Throwers, which are going to be very problematic for me, and you'll see why in a reason. And leading the force, it's Marathi. No, it's not Marathi. It's a Fire Sorceress on a Dark Pegasus. So, yeah, I mean, not a bad choice. I mean, Marathi is pretty much always the best choice when you're playing Dark Elves, but, you know, against the Tomb Kings, Law of Fire, very good. Burning Head, Flaming Sword, Fireball, pretty stock standard kit. And we also have, obviously, the Opal Amulet for some damage resistance. So that's the Dark Elf force. Pretty, like I said, pretty compact, pretty straightforward, and yeah, we'll see how it goes into my army. So for my force up the front, we have some Skeleton Horse Archers, really good in this matchup because they outrange Dark Rider repeated crossbows, and they can also sort of, you know, chase them and keep shooting them. If you can put them into combat mode as well, catch rear charges and that kind of thing. The Dark Riders can struggle to actually they just get sort of out. They're just more efficient than Dark Rider crossbowmen. Obviously much lower DPS, but a good screening piece. 2 units of the Chariot. So the Witch Elves are going to be a bit of an issue for me if I am a bit reckless with them. We have 2 units of Tomb Guard up the front here. 2 units of Skeleton Warriors on the flank, and I had some leftover gold, so I went for some Nehekara Warriors. Now, I was taking a punt with the Tomb Guard, obviously, and hoping that there wasn't going to be a Fire Sorceress, hoping that we'd actually see Marathi, but there is a Fire Sorceress, and we go through the bottom of the map there. But they can hold out. They're, you know, reasonably tanky. 50 armor is not great, but silver shields and good sort of melee stats, good weapon strength, good against sort of the low tier infantry. You don't generally see a lot of high tier infantry. You can sometimes see Black Guard, but with the Witch Elves there, obviously that's really the only high tier infantry. Corsairs more a mid tier infantry blender. 3 units of the Skeleton Spearmen and 2 Casket of Souls. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 2 DJ booths. So I don't know, this isn't Kartep on this occasion, it's just some sort of probably light priest. He's on the 1s and 2s here. He's going to rock some beats, and Prague's going to ring out with the sounds of you know, the souls that come out of these DJ booths. So we're going to see 3 bolt throwers over there, and straight away I'm going to think, I need to get some damage into them. So we are targeting the bolt throwers here. I realize that these 3 bolt throwers can kill a casket very, very quickly if I don't take care of them. Oh, right, my lords, I didn't even go through that. So I have a Death Sorcerer here, self-explanatory. She's got Doom and Darkness and Spirit Leech, as well as the Curse. And leading my force, although I did mention it at the start, but, you know, we need to get a look at her. It's High Queen herself, Khalida. One of the lords in the game that I guess suffers a little bit of an identity crisis, but without a doubt my favourite Tomb King's lord. She's come in, she's actually taken the Venom Staff because, as I said before, I was sort of maybe thinking Blackguard were going to be possible, or Witch Elves or something like that, as I am dodging a Fireball there. So I wanted something to just sort of put some damage into the Blackguard. I had a bit of leftover cash, even though the caskets should obviously be pretty good at killing Blackguard. But the caskets are going to have a tough time here because the bolt throwers are going to be raining down on them, and unfortunately a lot of my shots aren't doing all that well. I do come in for a nice free charge here before the Witch Elves sort of bring themselves into the game, as we see a Venom Staff going down here, causing its poison damage and magic. Every secondary projectile managing to basically miss there, but that's the breaks. Them's the breaks, I guess. So the caskets now starting to ring home, but look at that. One of them's already dead. That's what 3 bolt throwers will do to a casket, and unfortunately, the other one probably isn't going to last too much longer. So at this point, I'm sort of realizing, well, I've got some damage into his caskets, and if I can maybe get the crews to rout through the Skeleton Horse Archers, I can bring these ones up to the rear here, getting ready for them to just sort of swoop in into combat mode to make sure it doesn't come back. I can maybe get one more off with this casket before it goes down. I'm just being forced. Look how much damage that is going down here. Massive amounts. That casket's going to die very, very quickly. As Khalid has taken a little bit of damage, but we are sort of getting some Spirit Leeches back with the Death Mage. And at this stage, things aren't looking good for me. And my infantry at the moment, I realize at the moment, there's no point to me really racing up with my infantry just yet. I have to try and take these bolt throwers out, and then we can sort of just try and farm value with the chariots while we fulfill the attacking rule with the horse archers. He is, my opponent, getting a little bit bunched up, so at the very least I am getting some secondary value here on these dread spears, but he is going to move them. But yeah, thanks for coming, casket. 53 kills, it's crumbling out of existence, and at this point I'm feeling pretty average about my position in this game. But we are just going to keep cycle charging with the chariots. Need to get out of here with the horse archers and get around here onto the back, because there is a bit of an opening back here, and we could potentially get into combat with the with the Reaper bolt thrower crews. And now the single shot of the bolt throwers are just going to pick off my chariots, which is again just disastrous. Triple bolt thrower here. Proving to be a very nice pick from my opponent. So horse archers are going to be firing in, trying to get some damage done on the bolt throw crews, but we are being forced now to push up with the infantry. Tomb Guard here are going to hold the line against the Witch Elves and the Corsairs. It's going to be an almighty sort of clusterfuck here, but a nice breath attack here, absolutely frying this Tomb Guard. And if it's not burning head, it's something else flaming, and Tomb Guard, regardless of what it is, don't tend to like that. So we do manage to see the Blackheart Corsairs off, and now the chariots on this side of the battlefield aren't being pursued by the Witch Elves. We can maybe get some value with them, although they're both very, very beaten up at this stage. Still got reasonably good 5 models there, 8 models here. We are rotating onto the back here with 1 unit of Skeleton Horse Archers, so we are going to get, at the very least, these bolt throwers picked off, and we have got a lot of damage into the Supreme Sorceress, but a Burning Head here has absolutely roasted the Tomb Guard, put a bit of damage into the Neokara Warriors. Hydra fighting spears at the very least, so that's not bad for us. Skeleton Warriors fighting Witch Elves, that's again not they'll kill them pretty quick, but we'd rather them killing our Skeleton Warriors than other stuff. But the bolt thrower crews have been pretty much worked off by these horse archers, and that's good for me because my chariots now are sort of just rotating around, trying to get value wherever they can. Again, spears fighting the Hydra, we're going to save that till last. We're going to struggle to kill those Hydras 1-to-1, but we might be able to, save them till last, where we can just sort of get, leadership penalties for rear charges, potentially army losses if we can kill the Lord. We are going to get some shots in with the Skeleton Horse Archers. Again, we're rotating back here, making sure that the Repeater Bolt Throwers or Reaper Bolt Throwers rather, cannot get back to their machines and reman them. But over this side, it's looking pretty bleak. Skeleton Spearmen aren't going to hold out long against 2 units of Blackheart Corsairs. I don't, unfortunately, have a lot of area of effect damage. I don't have Purple Sun on the Death Mage. I am firing the Staff, and we'll see what this does this time. It manages to hit a lot of... Yeah, no, okay, don't take the Venom Staff. Don't ever take the Venom Staff. I think this is, let this be a lesson to you. It was a nice thought, but yeah, let's leave it in there. Let's leave it in the thought column for the rest of time. Tomb Guard here are just going to fight against sort of impossible numbers. Chariots are just trying to rotate around and do whatever they can. We are going to get a Spirit Leech and some nice gunfire into the Mage, and I know I've got a bit of Winds of Magic left here, and I do have Doom and Darkness. If I can enforce leadership penalties for a dead general, and then maybe get an Overcast Doom of Darkness around Khalida, who does have Tomb Strike, which makes her cause terror. We might be able to cause some mass routes. And as you see here, exactly what I'm trying to do. Tomb Strike, I think, is going to go down on Khalida quite soon. No, it was just a natural break, I guess, on those witch elves. High Clean Khalida has managed to rout that Hydra, and I think, is that the curse going down as well? Maybe the curse has taken effect from Khalida as well. But we still have at least some cycle charging potential on our Skeleton Horsemen, and we are gearing up for a recharge here. And I do notice at this stage, okay, I've got one of the Hydras broken. So my Lich Priest is going to make a beeline for the Hydra and make sure it keeps routing. And I need to do this quickly because its leadership is coming back. And over here we have our Sharpie Summon, who's coming down, and at the very least going to be effective against Black Ark Corsairs with their infantry bonus, and good against the War Hydra. Now this War Hydra unfortunately does rally, and that's a really lapse micro. So I see, okay, 1-to-1, maybe Khalida can do some work here, but we are going to be fighting 1-to-1, so that also gives, I guess, the Hydra pretty much the best chance possible. But the Lich Priest is beelining for this War Hydra to ensure that it runs off the map. It's still super healthy. We're only just seeing its healing cap in range now. It could potentially almost heal up to full health. But we are running now with Khalida, Spirit Leeching the War Hydra. A Breath Attack goes into the back of Khalida. The Horse Archers here just trying to do as much cycle charging as they can. We do have some ammunition left on the Skeleton Horse Archers, but the Dark Elf force, really, other than this War Hydra, isn't super scary at this stage. Unfortunately, these Skeleton Horse Archers are going to get boxed in and are probably going to crumble out of existence, but we do have two more of them. We've got one here that's pretty much full health. This one's suffered a little bit of damage, 31 unit model, still reasonable. And now just the shock damage on the charge, I am going to decide to pull out from here. And Khalida's going to come back in. I think she does have another Venom Wave. But we see in the distance here, Lich High Priest doesn't have a lot of Winds of Magic left, but this is huge. This is like putting the game on his back in his own way here, sending this Hydra off. And there's nothing, no cavalry, no flying sorceress to relieve it, and really force that Lich Priest to run away or think about anything else. Khalida will come in once more, supporting her Skeleton Horse Archers, and at this stage we know we just want to shatter as much of this infantry as we can. We'll let the Spears fight the War Hydra, keep it busy. If it wants to run away, it might take some hits in the back. We've got some Corsairs over in the far side of the battlefield over here, just sort of thinking about things and rally and thinking about, you know, running away again. They are wavering and they are close to the white line. We've got a Reaper Bolt Thrower crew here that we're going to shatter off before they even get in combat. And now Skeleton Horse Archers here, as you see, are going to go off and make quick work of the Corsairs. Lich Priest is returning to the field. He's chased off the Hydra. Corsairs here are being chased off. We are just going to get good damage on the charge here. Enough shock damage from the Skeleton Horse Archers, even with their very, very average stats. But a nice Breath Attack does go down, and we'll take some damage on the Skeleton Horse Archers, and he's in fact possibly going to push them nearly into crumbling, as my Skeleton Horse Archers as well are crumbling. Now Khalida, 400 hit points left, can't really afford, you know, one hit from the Hydra there would probably almost push her into crumbling. But we have managed to pretty much shatter the entire Dark Elf army. It's the Hydra against the world now, and it pretty much comes down to, at this point, can we keep Khalida alive, and can we do enough damage to burst down the Hydra's leadership? So we are going to run in with a unit of cavalry just to pin it in place. Rear charge is going to come down and will take an effect on the leadership of the Hydra, down to 24, taking that penalty for being in the back, being hit from behind. And Khalida coming in, and I'm going to try once again the final play of the game. Lich High Priest is going to lay up a nice little alley-oop here with the Venom Wave poisoning the Hydra. We see a bit of a dump in leadership here, and a Doom and Darkness is going to finish things off for us. Minus 16 to its leadership. It's going to rout, and look at that. From dead even on the balance of power, it's thinking about wavering, breaking, and that is army losses. Khalida, she's the Sigma female grinding away here. You know, she's just ground out the win. 1400 damage value. please don't ever take the Venom Staff again. Its current year will definitely never be taking the Venom Staff again. But other than that, you know, she's done her bit. She's rotated around with the chariots. She's managed just to put some hits down where you can. Tomb Strike means she causes terror, which is nice with the Doom and Darkness from the Lich High Priest. So that was sort of a little combo piece. 1300 damage there, but that doesn't take into account the fact that he's forced a Hydra off the field and he has routed the Hydra there and pretty much won the game. I actually don't think I win that without that Doom and Darkness. I don't think Khalida, I think if Khalida had died, that would have been it. I mean, the Lich Priest would have lost 1-1 with that Hydra, and then the rest of the, you know, the crumbling skeleton spears we had left, we got 800 value. Cool. And the horse archers, who all got over 1,000, Jesus, all of them doubling their value. That's, yeah, really highlights what a cost-effective unit they are, which made up for the disastrous selection of my caskets. But nevertheless, you know, win some, lose some. Chariots probably could have been used a little bit better, particularly with only one unit of Witch Elves and nothing like Blackguard or something like that, or Cold One Knights even, to strip models. But yeah, I need to get better with my chariot macro, if I'm perfectly honest. Spears just did what they needed to do on that flank, held things in place and died. Tomb Guard struggled a little bit. Neokara Warriors, maybe not worth it. Skeleton Spears, you know, it's not really where you're never ever really intending to get value as a Tomb King. But yeah, Skeleton Horse Archers and Lich High Priest were the big winners today. And look, we'll put a tick next to Khalida as well. Like I said, I love Khalida. She's my favourite Tomb King's legendary lord by far. Love her lore as well. Check out her lore, her fantasy lore, and her sort of rivalry with Neferata is really cool. So for the Dark Elves, pretty decent list in the end. The repeated bolt throwers are good casket insurance. They can also kill chariot models in the absence of Cold One Knights or things like that. As I said, Witch Elves very important. Probably one of, and I've said this for a while, one of the most underrated units on the Dark Elf roster. You struggle for mass in a lot of matchups. Cold One Knights aren't the easiest unit to use because a lot of the time, unless they get a very favourable engagement, which they can sometimes struggle to do with their lack of speed, they really only get one use, and then they take so much damage, you know, even though they are good damage dealers, and then they rampage, and then once they rampage, they're basically dead. So they're often used as a bit of a fire and forget by a lot of players. But Witch Elves here, you know, they grind through infantry really, really quickly. They can rampage chariots, which then allows things like Dread Spears, potentially even Blackguard. I have seen Blackguard frontlines be used here by Dark Elf players. I don't use it a lot. I tend to go a little bit wider, but it can work for sure. And then the Corsairs, I guess. To be honest, I think Bleak Swords are just more cost effective than Corsairs. I can understand on paper why people think Corsairs are good in this matchup. They do cut through skeletons quite well. But I think just going a bit wider is generally better. Corsairs still suffer to chariots, and you know, 2 chariots is probably the minimum that you're going to see here from a lot of Tomb King players. But again, had to cut costs somewhere to make up for 2 caskets, which would do nothing. But yeah, and then Fire Sorceress is a decent pick. You know, Laura Fire is never really a bad option against the Tomb Kings, I guess. Tends to be one of their big sort of arch nemesis. Clears their infantry very quickly, and then allows sort of their constructs and their chariots to fight unsupported, which in a lot of cases is pretty much not the ideal of what they want. So yeah, cool list from our opponent today. And like seeing the Hydras as well. One of them's got really good value, the other one's got reasonable value. I don't know if I missed a lot of the breath attacks or they just didn't all get used. One was good on the Tomb Guard, but yeah, likewise, War Hydra, good single entity when used as sort of a missile sponge. But yeah, this is a cool fun list. Double Hydra, some bolt throwers. I like it. Witch Elves very good. Use them more against Tomb Kings. Don't use the Venom Staff. Alright guys, thanks for checking it out, and we'll be back with more soon. Take care.